All right, my lovely friends, we are going to turn our pumpkin paintings into a beautiful starry night pumpkin patch scene. So the first thing we're gonna do is use scissors to cut out our pumpkins and our leaves. Now, what we're gonna try to do is learn how to use the scissors really well. You open your scissors like a very hungry alligator. Make sure your fingers are in the holes and you're comfortable. And slide all the way into the mouth of the alligator and then start to cut. And you can turn your paper with your hand. Okay, I'm gonna open it up. I'm trying to stay just on the outside, open wide, and I'm gonna stay just on the outside of that black line of my pumpkin. And I'm gonna try to cut my pumpkin out carefully and neatly. This hand is kind of steering, and this hand is my hungry alligator. And it's cutting, cutting, cutting. I'm turning the paper, I'm opening wide to make a turn, and then I'm gonna try to turn with my other hand, turn the paper, and then cut, okay? I can cut out when I need to. Makes it easier sometimes. And again, I'm cutting the stem, opening wide. Every time I come to a turn, open wide and turn my paper with my other hand. And stop before I cut into my pumpkin. Then turn my paper again, cut almost to the end, and then open wide. Beautiful. And now I am going to cut out the leaves the same way. I'm gonna get them mostly out of my paper first. There we go. So now I've got all my pieces, I've got my background paper, and I've got my leaves. But first, I'm gonna draw a moon. What shape do you think a moon is? That's right, it's a circle. I've got a white pastel. I'm gonna start by drawing a circle up here in the sky. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if it's not perfect. And then I'm gonna color it in. Look how bright that moon looks. Sometimes it's fun to add a little bit of yellow into my moon too. I'll show you that in a minute. Just a little bit of yellow. Okay, now I'm gonna make some stars in the sky. You can make stars by doing one line and then crossing it like a T and then coming through the middle like this. Those are stars in the sky. You can even do little dots, okay? But you could do more of those little pluses. I can add little streaks of blue into the stars or red, just a little bit of color in there. Can make it kind of exciting, but don't go too crazy with the colors or it'll look crazy. Okay. Just a little bit of colors. I'm gonna make my nice starry sky. See how almost half my page is stars? But I still have to fit my pumpkin on here. It's gonna cover a lot of my stars up. It's still gonna look beautiful. Okay, maybe I'll put a few more little stars up high. Okay, now I've got a paper and I'm gonna do what's called collage. That means you're gluing paper onto paper. So I'm gonna need some glue. Okay, this is a glue bottle. To open it, I hold the wheel and I turn the orange part up until, see how there's a white spot on there? That's not really glue, it's just a plastic tip. But when I open it, that white spot kind of disappears. It goes back down in. And then I listen for breathing. Hear that? That means my glue is gonna work. Now, the glue goes on the white side, the back side. I'm gonna move my paper out from under my pumpkin and I'm gonna put glue on it. Now, to put glue, you wanna move fast and squeeze lightly. No puddles of glue. Puddles of glue, ooh. Watch this. I'm gonna squeeze lightly and move fast. And I'm gonna go all around the inside of my shape. I'm gonna leave a little space from the edge. You see how I'm doing that? I'm doing the same shape. I'm following the side, just inside. And then I'm gonna do another circle inside, maybe a spiral like we learned about when we were drawing our lines. Okay, that should be enough glue to really get this pumpkin to stick to my page. And I'm gonna bring my black paper on and I'm gonna figure out, I'm gonna bring my pumpkin all the way to the bottom of my page. Maybe I'll cover the moon just a little bit. Here we go. And I'm gonna press it down and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how I'm moving my hands to make sure I press everywhere? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be pretty good. Now I've got my beautiful pumpkin on my starry night. And I've got these lovely leaves that I can add also to my picture. Okay, maybe I'll put one up there and some down here. Now, again, I'm gonna glue just inside the lines on the white side of the paper, the back of it. And I'm just gonna go right inside the line, squeeze lightly, move fast, and draw a line inside of my shape. That's a lot of glue. That's great. I'm gonna let it overlap my pumpkin even. Oh wow, that's gonna look neat. And I'm gonna hold it down and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. Got a little glue squeezing out, that's okay. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing with this guy now. All right, now I'm not quite finished yet. I'm gonna take a green pastel and I'm gonna make some vines that connect. Vines are loop-de-loop lines. Look at that. I'm gonna make it come all the way up to the stem. I'm gonna draw right on top of my pumpkin. You don't have to draw on top of your pumpkin. You can go outside of your pumpkin or over your pumpkin. It's up to you. I could draw some little vines down here, some of these loop-de-loop lines. I could even draw some leaves like we learned about last class. I could make a dot and connect it with smile lines. Then I could color it in. I could give it a little bit of a light green in there too and blend it, make it seem like the moonlight is hitting the top of the leaf. Okay, and I can add it to my stem if I want. Oh boy, I'm loving this, loving this. Okay, and finally, this is something that's gonna really make your pumpkin shine. Imagine the moonlight is hitting it, it's hitting the top of the pumpkin. We're gonna put little white stripes inside of these cool banana shapes. So I'm gonna just maybe add a little light onto our leaves. Make them look like the moonlight is shining on them. It's kind of exciting. Oh yeah. What do you guys think? Maybe I'll color my moon in just a little bit more white. Try to get all those black spots that I can see in it really covered up. If you want to add anything else, you want to add some grass or some hay on the ground, you could take your brown and kind of color down here like it's in a field of hay or something. Put some over the bottom of your pumpkin. All right. Add a couple more little stars here and call it finished. All right, I hope you have a great time making your nighttime pumpkins, nighttime pumpkin patch pumpkins.